Hey, it's Dr. Amanda with Straightsmile Solutions, straightsmilesolutions.com. Let's talk about one of my favorite appliances. It's the TPA FBP. TPA, Transpaddle Arch, FBP, Fixed Bite Plate. So it's a nice hybrid appliance because, well, I've made a lot of content on it already, you know. We sit there, we leave it in, especially in those slightly class 2 mixed dentition cases. They're just maybe a little too wonky to get into Invisalign with MA or some type of twin block because the teeth are just like randomly coming in and out. But we're like, gosh, we know that they're a little skeletal class 2, they're a little dental class 2. They definitely have a deep bite. What can we do? Well, if you put these little suckers in, you can just put them in and let them bake for, 5, 6, 7 months, whatever they need. And what they're going to do is they're going to help to level the curve of spee on the bottom, but they're also going to help to hold those sixes back so that you maintain that e-space, which is a nice millimeter, millimeter and a half of class 2 correction that you can use later, assuming you go straight into ortho. Of course, if you take it out, you're going to lose it, right? So yeah, that's what I love about them. But there's a cool modification, and this is something that we actually used to build in residency. I mean, we could do this kind of stuff with the sheaths and stuff, but I didn't know that there were actually small local labs that would still do this type of really high quality work. So it is basically, let me explain what it does, because once I explain what it does, and if you've used one of these appliances before without this feature, you're going to think this is cool. So we leave these in, normally, and then we take them out and check the bite, and then we put them back in and take them out and check the bite, right? Because we don't want to overcorrect it. I mean, we're going to get some settling, some relapse, in terms of the vertical correction. The AP correction is obvious, right? I'm talking more about the vertical correction. But you can actually, I mean, and you can still put, if for those of you who are thinking about what about braces, yeah, you can put bands on the outside, brackets, soldered brackets. I don't care. That's completely different. I'm just talking about the functionality. I'm just working on the bite portion of it, not the straight teeth portion. Keep in mind, this is really thick, and these teeth are actually locked into this, which is kind of neat. And you could theoretically also put a groove here and make it like a reclinator. So just all different ways you can modify it. But basically, these sheaths, they can be pulled out as a unit from the inside out, like just pull it out. So the bands stay on and these tubes and everything stay on, but just this whole unit can come out. So you can check the bite, tap, tap, grind, how's our bite, without having to debond the bands. You just pull this out. That's like pretty cool. But that's what I was getting at. So no, I don't think you could do it if you had an active appliance like an RPE, just because I don't think it would be strong enough to be able to it has to be soldered. I don't think it can be like this kind of removable situation. But I thought that was cool. And then in theory, you could cut the rest off if you want these to erupt more. You could cut it off here. And still keep the back part in so that you could hold the e-space if you weren't quite done here, but you were done with the front part. A lot of cool stuff you could do. So anyways, it's called a hybrid, I call it a hybrid fixed bite plate TPA using Goshgarian lingual sheaths with distal lock bands. Yes, that is the entire word of Goshgarian lingual sheaths with distal lock bands. That is what these things are called. They may only call them Goshgarian, they may call them lingual sheaths, they may call them distal lock bands. I saw them call all three, so I'm going to call them all three. Goshgarian lingual sheaths with distal lock bands. Ask for that from the lab. It should be removable. Now keep in mind, if you cement it funny, there's going to be no draw. It ain't coming out. So that's on you to cement it right so that you have draw and to not bend it as you pull it out. But yeah, pretty cool stuff. All right, good job, labs.